What's good, fam? It's your boy Jorge. Welcome back to another episode of Hanging with the Boys. I got Adam Jones in the studio.
What's up?
What's going on, dude?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah. Same old shit, basically. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, before we get into it, I do want to say R.I.P. the Dingo has been going around. Not sure what happened, but I think he was 39, 38 years old. Passed away last week.
Yeah, I've actually never met him. I don't. Have you met him?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I remember the show on Fuel back in the day, which I didn't have Fuel ever. Like, just wasn't ever in any of my TV packages that I had. So
which one? The Danny and the Dingo?
Danny and Dingo, yeah. But yeah, I didn't know him, but it seems to have touched a lot of people. So that's
sad. I mean, I never really watched his stuff. I didn't really get it, but I met him at X Games a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, he'd always just be walking around and always just a cool dude. And what's up, Dingo? And he'd come and talk to you. So, like, wasn't nothing crazy, but
yeah, it's weird. Like, I just don't think I was ever like in the same vicinity as him.
Yeah.
Or like he was at a Nitro show last year or the year before, I think. But like, I never even walked past him because like I've obviously heard of him and stuff. I probably would have said hey, introduced myself, but yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
we probably been.
Can you pull that mic closer, please?
Dude, you just Joe Rogan me. That's his favorite thing to say in podcasts.
It is better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys were monster teammates, but at the same time, when you're in that event, you were most likely riding. And for me, I was like taking photos, walking around and stuff like that. So I ran into a lot more people, but it is kind of weird that you never really ran into them.
Yep. Yeah. Kind of strange.
Yeah. So rest in peace. It's kind of a bummer, dude. Seems like a lot of people have been dying this year. Like,
yeah. I mean,
kind of crazy.
Maybe. Sometimes I think that we just have such we have the ability to hear more about so many more people that you don't really know. Like, if there wasn't the internet, like, I'd have no clue that he died.
Yeah.
But like, here's a guy I didn't know that I'm just like, I don't know, man. I think we're just overwhelmed with information about everything, and lots of people die every day, and like, we get more and more information about everybody dying. I'm not trying to sound insensitive.
No, right.
It has that feeling of like, what's going on? Everybody's dying, but it's maybe we're hearing more, or maybe it's a bad year.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, because that's what happens with like the plane crashes and all that stuff. You like hear about it more, and we're like, it's on social media or like whatever the media decides to put out.
Yeah.
So like this year, it's like airplane crashes.
there maybe has been a couple more of those this year.
So they happen. We just never really hear about it. But dude, like, it seemed like you hear about the Gene Hackman guy.
I saw that he died, but I didn't hear anything about it.
Well, I don't really know what's going on. They're kind of investigating, but I think like, and then that chick, you know who it is, the chick from Euro Trip, the sister.
Okay, yeah.
She passed away.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, she had to be young.
She was like 39, 40 too.
Did they say how?
No. So that was kind of a gnarly one, because I guess she just had a kidney transplant or liver transplant, one of the two. I'm not sure. Actually, kidney, I don't think you can I don't know. I don't know.
No idea.
But she had a transplant.
Not a doctor.
Yeah. That's why we're just podcasting over here. And they kind of claim that's what it was. But I just find that weird. Like, you get a transplant of an organ, you get sent home, and you're chilling. You don't just pass away like randomly. Like, you kind of start feeling sick maybe. Then you go to the hospital and they're like, oh yeah, your body's rejecting it. Like, we got to do something. Not like you just die.
Not a doctor.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
So I don't know, but
it's pretty wild taking your own shit out and putting other people's shit in, you know? Like, I don't know anything about any of this stuff, but I know with like ACLs, when guys get those replaced, like, they just fail, right? Like, it didn't work. It didn't hold. It didn't take. Your body didn't take it. It doesn't work at all. So I don't know how that relates to like putting something fucking gnarly, right? Like, we're talking about a ligament. We're swapping out ligaments.
Yeah.
And like, those fuck up and fail, which I don't know what the time frame on that is. Like, how long until they know it's failing, and then when all of a sudden you're like, oh, yep, you got no ACL again. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild. Like, think about putting like a living piece of somebody else's body inside your body.
But I guess her family didn't want to do like an autopsy for like religious reasons. So we'll never find out.
Yeah.
So,
well,
she passed away. And then
That's
I think
crazy. I just watched that the other day, dude.
Yeah.
Like a week or two ago. I was like, oh, Euro Trip.
It's
Such
so
a banger,
good.
dude.
Yeah. I guess she was a kind of an alcoholic.
Oh,
pretty
so
bad.
maybe it was
so
liver
it was
then.
liver. Like, yeah, it was the liver then. She passed away, and I think the very next day, like that Gene Hackman thing happened.
But he was like 100, right?
He was like 90 something.
Yeah, so that was probably just natural causes. But
his lady,
favorite Gene Hackman movie?
dude, I don't know.
Come on.
I know
Replacements.
I know what you want me to say, but no.
You knew I wanted you to say Replacements?
Because that's the only one I picture him in.
That's the only one I can think of right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've seen him in a ton of stuff. But
Yeah.
That's a banger.
Hey, but his lady died with him.
No way.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he just died.
What?
Yeah, so she was in like the kitchen dead, and then he was like in the mudroom dead,
The fuck?
and one of the dogs was dead.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So they had like 3 dogs, and 2 of them were like.
They haven't said anything like carbon monoxide poisoning.
No,
or
it wasn't
anything like
that for sure. It wasn't that
Huh.
because the other 2 dogs were alive still.
Wow.
So and then the dingo died. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just been kind of like
seems like a
week.
heavy month, huh?
Yeah, pretty gnarly.
That is, dude. Life's pretty precious.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta. Do you think you live like it is all the time? Like I just said, life's pretty precious.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you live your life like it is all the time?
I don't know, like, because I don't know what that would like entail. But like every night I try to give thanks. So basically every night I give thanks. I'm not like super religious or anything like that, but like I give thanks to God for my health, keeping me safe, basically.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff that could happen. Like you watch,
dude.
like on Instagram, you watch like car crashes. You're
If
like,
I forget to
holy.
unplug my ice bath, dude, I could get just toasted
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's why you gotta write a note on there that says unplug, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I give thanks for that stuff and like my
You make a conscious effort to like try to be like grateful and like appreciative of. I have a hard time with it sometimes. This is why I brought it up, because like I feel like a lot of times I get so swept up in the moments and like the busyness and the bills and the whatever things you got to do to make it happen that like, dude, I'm just going through the motions of life and like I truly do want to like enjoy the moments and I want to be thankful and I want to stop every once in a while and go, oh my gosh, those mountains are so beautiful. I can't believe I live here. That's so great. And like, I guess maybe I realize this now because like I feel like Kim fully lives that way, and I don't.
But see, I think that's too like, you know, like I think that's a female thing, and then I also think like what you were saying is kind of cliche because I don't sit there and like, gee, look how beautiful this is.
Yeah,
like
obviously.
But like later, I think when you can like remember and have those conversations with your partner or with a friend or whatever, and you're like, dude, I was at this place and I was so sick. That's like when you know that you did enjoy that thing.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't think it's like more of the just sitting there and enjoying. You obviously do. But and then in conversations, I think you'll realize like, oh, I must have then.
I don't know. When I have conversations about things, I realize that I think I'm going like too fast paced and I'm not being present enough. You know, I'm not ever just like taking in moments and like feeling them, whatever that means. Doesn't mean like just sitting and like looking and enjoying my scenery all day, but it means like, you know, feeling whatever thing, like something good happens. I'm like, fuck yeah, it worked. Next thing, you know what I mean? Like, and what I want to do is feel that for a second, right? And I don't know that I like do that. I don't know that I do that hardly at all.
I think that's being a guy.
It might be, right?
Because like, yeah, like I don't know if it's like a pressure that is put on us or whatever, but like as men, you kind of, that's just what you do. You wake up and you do, you know?
Yeah.
So might be just a man thing.
Maybe. You ever listen to Chris Williamson?
No.
British guy, podcast dude.
I've probably seen him.
He's pretty cool. He's got a lot of good guests. He talks a lot about like, kind of about like personal development sort of things. And I haven't listened to him enough lately, but I find a lot of stuff that he says interesting. And he seems to be on that, like on a path of like, I want to work hard. I want to smash my goals, but I want to fucking be here where I'm at. I want to be here, you know? And like some of the stuff that he's talked about has really made me think more about that and figured out of like, I know I'm a man and I'm a provider and I'm this and I'm that, but I want to be here too, right? Because my kids are getting older. My son's almost 16, dude. Like, try getting a word out of him in the car.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, dude. And, you know, Link and Ray are getting older too. They're still young enough to like have those like kid tendencies, but life's passing by. And I know they're all memories in the end, no matter what, whether you enjoyed them in the present or not. But like, damn, I think it's more important to like really enjoy them in the moment. Really take some moments in and like.
Yeah. Dude, to be honest with you, like, I think I'm the complete opposite of that dude or what you just said. I'm like very content with where I'm at. And it sucks because I do have like goals and I want to do certain things, but I'm so content that I'm like, dude, I'm cooling. Like,
that's good. That's fucking good. See, that's part of it. That's what I want as well, is like just to be content.
Yeah. But do you understand like my thought process there where I'm saying like, there is that part of me that has that fire that I'm like, dude, I need to. But then at the same time, the way I am right now, I'm just like, dude, I'm so.
Why do you think you need to though?
Upbringing and, you know, like motivation.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think it's the upbringing and like I have motivation and I have ideas and just things and extra time. And I'm like, I want to do these things, but then I'm like, dude, I don't have to. And all I do is just hang out with my kids and hang out with my wife and have like.
And you do a podcast, which you enjoy. Yeah. See, like I think we're so fucked up in the way we think about life and what we're supposed to do. We're so driven by work and money and like not even really the pleasure of work. Like, this is one thing that I guess I figured out when I was younger is that there's no fucking way I'm going to chase a job for the rest of my life that like I can't stand doing.
Yeah.
And anyways, point being is like we're so backwards because when I look at you, like you've got your business that does well, that takes care of your family and like you live a good life. Right? You don't ever seem like worried about money or things like that. So obviously the business is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You're funding your life on it. And then when I look past that, I see that you do have passion projects like your podcast, which you're doing. And then I also see like you're just stoked to like help me out with FMX Rampage and like make the soundtrack of each show killer. And you know, and like Kim's talking about a podcast and you're willing to like help her and this studio. But like to me it seems like you're beating yourself up because you don't have like a next like what's my next like big money making progress move plan, right? You know what I mean? But you're like, I feel like you're doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing, which is you have a great career in your business and then you're chasing your passions, the things you like to do. Like we're all supposed to be fucking doing that.
No, I 100% agree, but I guess I'm just saying it towards like what you were saying with that. Like when you said that, I was like, dude, I'm like the exact opposite of that, and I'm cool with it, you know, because that's obviously what I do, and I enjoy my time, and I'm like rarely stressed.
Yeah,
you know, so I think that's like a big part of it.
Need that in my
life. Yeah, that's interesting, dude.
That's cool though. Good for you. See, you're already there. I feel like you're already present. Like sometimes I think about hobbies and stuff and I'm like, I don't have any fucking hobbies. And I can't even like stand the thought of trying to find them because I'm like, that's going to like eat into my time of trying to be successful. And I fucking hate that thought.
That's exactly what you just told me though. Yeah. That's. But
like the way I see it is I'm not successful right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, I guess I think of this a lot and it's because like freestyle is going to quit on you before you can quit on it.
Yeah.
Like if I could freestyle and do exactly what I'm doing until I was 60, like I wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah. I'd be like, dude, we're killing it. We're great. But there's this part of me that's like in the next 5, like maybe 10 years, and I'm saying 10 as far as like maybe more promoting than writing.
Yeah.
I have to make all the money for the rest of my life.
Right.
And like, that's the scary part, right? Like that's the, how the fuck do I do this part? And that's what keeps me stressed all the time and worried and like, and it's just a state of mind because I should just be like, hey, fucking future Adam will figure that shit out when you get there, you know? And I should just enjoy the moment. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm taking away from my current life with all these worries about the future because like, I talked about wanting to get like a crossbow and like learn how to shoot it and then maybe like hunt someday.
Yeah.
And my family got me all that stuff for Christmas and it's fucking sitting in the closet and I'm not going to touch it because I'm like, how do I have time for that when I have to like figure out how to survive?
Yeah, see, that's wild. I know a couple people like that same state of mind that you're saying. And dude, I don't know. I think the difference between some people that I know and you, and obviously I don't really know like too much of your finance, but dude, you've made a lot of money in your life. And
I don't have a lot of it either.
All right, that's the difference. But like just saying in general, you've made a lot of money, and then you've had years where you were making a shitload of money compared to what like a normal person makes. So I think that might, and I don't know what it is now compared to obviously your heyday, like when you were like at the top and stuff. It's obviously you make less money now. So I could see why it kind of stressful because you're like, dude, I need to make money. I need it, you know, and it needs to be so when I do retire, like, I have it. So I understand that, you know, but only you could change that.
Yeah, I mean, I got to figure out a way to work through it, and I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's a constant battle. I feel like my like self-improvement journey is something that I've been working on. I'm definitely not there. I haven't figured it out at all, but like step by step, maybe little realizations. Like, I don't know. I think a couple years ago, I wouldn't even have had a clue about this thing. I would have just been like, I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Fix it, you know? And like, okay, I can at least see kind of what's going on in my thought process and like what I don't like about that thought process. And obviously the hardest part of that is going to be figuring out how do I change that? Like, how can I actually change my thoughts to change my life?
Yeah.
That's the difficult part.
Also too, like, I have that mentality of like, regardless of what happens, I'll come up on top.
Yeah.
As far as like what to do, like if my business fails, I'll go get a job somewhere. I have a lot of skills where I'll get a job somewhere. It might not be what I want to do, but I know I can do it and provide. So I have that mentality from the get-go. So like I'm never stressed when it comes to things because I'm like, regardless of what it is, I've done the shittiest jobs. I will get a job and do what I need to for my family, you know? So I always have that in mind. So like, I never really get stressed with stuff because I'm like, it doesn't matter. And with you, I could see the stress when it's like, dude, you do a really cool job, you know? And like for people listening that don't moto or anything like that, just like imagine if like you like pickleball, like you're a professional pickleball player. That's what Adam is. He's playing his sport as a career and you made a lot of money doing it. So then now you're getting older, getting to the point where maybe you're going to retire and stuff. And you're like, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause that's the thing is like this skill is not transferable. You know, you just said how you're not too worried about it because you have so many other skills and you've done so many other things. And sure, man, I'd figure it out. But I've fucking done this professionally since I was 17. And before I was 17, it was the only thing I gave a shit about. Like probably 12 years old, I stopped like caring about school completely. I still passed. But like I did not give a shit. I was like, dirt bikes is life. That's all. And so from like 12 years old on, it was just dirt bikes until now. There's no transferability of that skill, you know, like riding freestyle motocross for a living doesn't transfer to riding freestyle motocross somewhere else because I can't ride freestyle motocross for a living, you know?
Hey,
like
on that topic, when you first started freestyle motocross and like say like you were kind of learning, but then maybe there was like a part where like it was hard to learn certain things. Did you tell yourself that like, this is my career, like I have to be able to do this or else?
There was a time when it got to that point, like when it was, I have to learn tricks. I have to learn tricks for my career. But like at first, to get to the point to where I was established, I don't know what the fuck was going on in my brain. Like I was such a dumb fucking kid, but like I just was like tunnel vision on professional dirt bike rider. And like I didn't have like this big plan. I mean, up until I was 16, I thought I was going to be a racer. Like that's what I wanted to do. But I always loved doing tricks. So like the whole time I thought that, because we'd race local stuff and like I'd win the local stuff and there'd be a big jump for the finish line. And it was like, I'd be smoking everybody at the local things. And I'm like, oh, what trick am I going to do over the finish line? Like that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
So you know, I thought I'm going to race. And then at 17, I was just like, I don't think I want to race anymore. And then freestyle just happened like that. And like, I love doing tricks anyways. But like, I didn't have this big plan. And like, when I was learning tricks, like, it was just fun to learn tricks. I was enjoying it. Like, somebody would do a rock solid and I'd be like, oh man, I want to try that. At that point, there was nothing that was, I have to learn this for my career. It was fun. And I wanted to win stuff, like, because it was just all contest based. But back in those days, there was no salary. There was no, like, for me, there was no like big contest. There was IFMAs. And they were every weekend. And it was 2 nights of contests every weekend. So it was just fun to compete and try to win and try to learn tricks. And then, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I get paid salary now. I do this for a living. Guys are doing backflip no-handers. Fuck, I got to figure that out.
Yeah. The only advice I could probably give you is like, I think that
Mushrooms.
that
Were you
route.
gonna say mushrooms?
No, not mushrooms. maybe stay away from those. I'm not sure. I totally agree with like you finding a hobby, because it's funny, like a lot of guys that kind of talk like you, just in different businesses or careers or whatever, they also say like, I don't really have a hobby. Like, I don't know, I just work and stuff. And it's like finding a hobby, like just say like, this is like the dumbest thing, but say like you all of a sudden get into like building cars or something and you start welding and shit. And it's like, dude, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, a welder makes a shitload of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. Like a hobby can turn into a career later on for you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Dude, you could be a crossbow guy at the Olympics.
I think the hobby thing is, aside from that, like, I think that is a good way to be present. I think it was, I can't remember, maybe Jordan Peterson or something. They just talked about like the importance of play in life. And I think about that every once in a while too, because like I don't, dude. Like, I want to play like board games with my kids more, or like going to the park with my kids and like just doing like a sports day. And we do it once in a while, but like I don't do it enough. I should. Like, that's important. So whether it's play with them or like play with something that I figure out, I need to do that. I like motoing. Like, I like to moto. I don't just like to do tricks. Like, motoing's super fun, but we might live in one of the worst places in the world for moto.
Yeah.
I mean, it rains twice a year. The pits are great. I was actually thinking about going out today and just cutting a couple laps up there.
I might have to go with you.
My bike's getting picked up in 3 hours though. But anyways, I wonder if that's not even the right like hobby too though. Cause like even when I do that, I'm in like a different zone. It's like
I like the moto thing though, but like the moto thing it's a cool hobby to keep in shape.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it keeps your mind sharp, which is what I was just going to say is like, it's still not a hobby. Like, damn, I'm having so much fun doing this.
Yeah.
It's still like this thing that like I'm focused and I'm trying hard and I'm pushing myself physically and I really, really enjoy it. But I guess, I don't know, man, maybe sometimes I'm trying to put myself in like other people's boxes too much, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe that's the type of hobby that my personality enjoys. Maybe my personality will never enjoy a hobby of like fucking playing, I don't know, insert random, not sporting fun thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, when are we going to talk about fucking dirt bikes or something? I don't know. I got lost in the things I think about in my stupid brain.
Nah, that's good. We did kind of talk about when you came in about working out. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, dude. So when I was in high school, I played football, and it was a requirement to do like weightlifting. So you'd have to get there like at 6 a.m. or something. And I didn't really care, you know? So I never like really took it serious. But what I do remember is like every Friday we did like a PR or max.
Yeah.
So it's like throughout the week you had to pick a certain extra or lift, and then you work through that week doing that lift. And then at the end of on Friday, you would have to be able to do the max, like just 1 rep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what stuck with me. So I don't know anything about like lifting or anything, but what I was telling Adam was at the beginning of January, like at the studio here, I got a gym and everything. And dude, I was kind of weak. like just like bench pressing and stuff. I was like, damn, dude, even getting the bar off like the back of the rack thing, like shit, the bar's heavy,
Yeah.
So, but now like I'm at a pretty heavy weight, like bench pressing.
Yeah.
So every Friday, that's what I do. Like, so throughout the week, even if I'm in here, my wife works out in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I do that with her regardless. But then I'll do like boxing or some type of cardio thing on Tuesday, Thursdays. But I'll also like bench press.
Yeah.
So I'll just put the 45s on there and just bench press.
That's what I was going to ask about. So if one of the things you're focusing on is your personal best on bench press right now, which you told me you went up like 45 pounds this year, which is fucking impressive. So like how often, like what are you doing to build up to build that up? Like how many days a week are you working chest, and like what's your routine? Because like, but I don't fucking know how to, I don't have that many weights, to be honest. I just have a bunch of dumbbells. I don't even have like a regular bar.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how to like go up at all. I've never, I like don't go up much. I just use the weights that I use, and I do whatever reps I'm feeling. And like, I've never really been able to, I've tried low reps. I've tried high reps. I've tried heavyweight. I've tried lightweight. And like, it just doesn't seem like I can fucking put any mass on no matter what the fuck I try.
So like my thing is, and I'm going to get just roasted by everyone. Cause
me too for saying that. They're going to be like, you don't do shit, you pussy.
Everyone is an expert in the gym.
Yeah.
I'll admit I am not. My philosophy is as long as I do something is better than not.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that.
Because a lot of people will be like, well, dude, you got to alternate. And
if you don't puke every day in the gym, you're not getting anything done.
You're a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull day, push day. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to go out there. Like I said, since we started working out and stuff, almost every day I bench press.
Yeah.
Sometimes my wife has like a little bit of weight on it, and I'll just do like really close ones like this and whatever till I get tired.
That's kind of what I was wondering about, if like you're doing it literally every day. Because I'll probably only hit chest once and a half a week, where I'll do like one day that's like dedicated more to my chest. But like I said, I'm using dumbbells. The heaviest dumbbells I have are 45s. Like, I just don't even have that heavy a weight. So I'll try to like burn out with push-ups before I even start with the weights.
Yeah.
But I do that once, and then another day maybe I'll do like a full body thing where I kind of just do it around the world, and I'll hit like major muscle groups with 3 sets of a certain exercise. So like I call that once and a half because I didn't do a full day on chest. But yeah, like dude, if you're fucking getting that bench in all the time, seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, and then also like when I like on a Wednesday or Friday, I'll start putting in like heavier stuff. So my max right now is 205.
It's good.
And 225 is my goal.
Yeah.
So I'll get to...
That's 2 plates aside. That's sick looking, right?
I know. That's like normal for like most guys at the gym.
Guys,
so if I could just do it once, I'll feel cool. But I'll start putting on like Monday, I'll do like 45s, and I'll do 10 reps 3 times. And then do other certain workouts, dumbbells and stuff like that. And then Wednesday, maybe I'll add a little bit more weight. So then by the time I hit Friday, I should be able to do that 205.
Like Thursday, do you have a pretty light chest day?
Yeah, I'll just do like a quick thing.
That way you're like, your body's fully ready to push out its heaviest weight on Friday. Yeah, because if you get a good pump in on Thursday, Friday might be a little tough.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny because, it's 6 a.m, so we're kind of stupid. So like a couple weeks ago, I forget what I had 45s, and then 25s is 205, or 35s is 205s. So then I put the 35. I'm all, nope, can't do it. So took that off, and I put the 25s. Did, and then not thinking, I put 10s. So I'm sitting there. I'm all
not great at math.
I'm all, dude, how is this heavier than the 45s and 35s? And I'm like, dude, I can't, like, what happened? I couldn't push it. I'm like, how is this so much heavier? And then I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm doing the same exact way I was just trying to do.
That's hilarious.
But 2 weeks later, I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
So like, I know I'm getting stronger, you know? So like I said, I don't know much because I don't really like pay attention. Well, you know,
Dude, it's working. If you're going up in your personal, like 45 fucking pounds of weight that you've added to your personal best on bench press, that's good. So who the fuck cares if you know what you're doing? Like, it's working, bro. Like how you were saying earlier about the way you work out. I can't remember what you said, but basically, like, you do it a little bit's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
I've always felt like some people, and these are usually the people that get into the gym for a minute and they go so hard that they like, you know, and they're flexing about how hard. Yeah, they burn out. Then they don't want to do it. It's like workout at a pace that you can do for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And like some days you're going to really feel it and you're going to crush it, you know? And like some days I'm going to be like, I don't have it today. I'll do a couple sets, couple reps, whatever.
Yeah.
The only person I know that can go hard as fuck all the time and never burn out seems to be Kim.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
She's conditioned to it.
Every day. She's like just an hour and a half of like, like never stops moving, you know? We're doing weights. We're like, yeah, give me 8 or 10. And then you're like, chill for 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's just working over there for forever. It's crazy. Anyways, point being, I think that's a good way to do it, is just to keep it enjoyable. Keep it to where you like it, to where it's like, I'm never going to burn myself out. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not in a hurry to get a fucking 6-pack and a big chest. Just do it forever.
Yeah. And that's what like most of the doctors say. Like they just say, hey, lift heavy, dude.
Yeah.
So as long as you can lift heavy, and that's kind of like what I've been trying to do. I just want to like be strong. Like I don't want to get all jacked or whatever, but I want to be strong. I want some definition.
But you'd take it if it came, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it happens, it happens.
I had a squat rack and the whole setup like you had in my gym probably like a year or so ago, and I just fucking sold it. I'm so crazy about my gym because like or my garage, because I don't have any space. And I've got a 3-car, but it's like, I need like a car and a half for bikes, and I need at least a car for a decent gym. And then I have so much other shit that I'm trying to fit in like a half a car. So it just got to the point where I was like, fuck having all this, dude. Like I don't have room for it.
Have you seen the ones that fold into the wall?
I don't have any wall space either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was trying to get here. And then I'm like, I have the room, and dude, that was like $500 with the weights and everything.
If you got the room, dude, just leave it out.
Yeah.
If I had more space, I'd do it I'd love to have a nice squat rack with all, a good weight setup, but we got a good thing. We got enough. I get great workouts with what I got.
Well, you're always welcome to come here. That's kind of, the point of it.
I'm going to hit 225 too, people.
You probably could do it now.
Probably not.
That's what everyone says.
Have you seen this bird chest, dude? You ever seen
You're a lot stronger than you think you are.
There's fucking nothing there.
Do you know what I've been doing? Me and the wife, because I saw you're supposed to for when you're older and stuff. Just like, and it's like super hard, but like the grip strength. So like they say for women.
The hangs or whatever?
The hangs or with like weights.
Okay.
Oh,
farmer's carries.
Yeah, like farmer's carries. So like men are supposed to do like their weight.
Yeah.
For like 2 minutes. And women are supposed to do like 70% of their weight.
Yeah.
So, but I only have like 50s. So it's 100 pounds, dude. And like, I feel like this might help in moto. Because it kind of gives you like arm pump.
Oh, dude.
And it just stretches everything.
So fucking bad when I ride.
You should
It's
do
insane, dude. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like I can't do any, I was out riding freestyle and I was just dicking around doing like wheelies and stoppies and like a lot of clutch brake. And I'm like, but it was cold. It was like 30 degrees outside. So like nothing was warmed up. And I pulled over and I'm like, dude, what is going on with this? Like my arms are pumped up right now.
Yeah. So I haven't really ridden too much lately. So there's like a race coming up at the Sandbox. Yeah. I'm going to hit that up.
Are you?
I'll let you know. Because I'm like, dude, this has to help because it's obviously getting my grip strength like more, and I just feel like I'll be able to hold on better and maybe not so hard because I'll just be stronger. You know what I mean? So I hope it helps with arm pump.
I've wondered before if some of it's like a comfort thing as well. You know what I mean? Because like I don't moto nearly enough anymore, and I go out and I'm trying to go as fast as I think I can go. And I'm definitely hanging on like way too tight, and like nothing's like really flowing like it should be. I'm having to work to do everything the way I think I should be able to do it. And I always just think like, dude, if I could just like, I don't know, like chill the fuck out a little more and not be such a spaz. Like this wouldn't happen as bad, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing too. Cause it'll happen to me in freestyle as well. But like with freestyle for me, I'm death gripping all the time because I don't want my hands to like come off the bars. So I don't know if that's any different. Like I don't get arm pump in freestyle, but like I can feel like my arms will more than I feel like they should. But anyways, might be the death grip thing.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to say when you were talking about the farmer's carries, but I don't remember.
Oh, you guys should try it though. Get like the heaviest weight you have and just hold it for 2 minutes. Shit hurts.
Yeah, it'll wear you down a little bit.
And I noticed, like, obviously this side's stronger, but like I could go a lot longer with my right hand than my left. I got to drop my left hand in farmer's carries.
Yeah. I don't do those. I should do those.
Yeah. You should try it. I got 50s out there you could try after.
Okay. Give moral 2 minutes. I did one time I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember who it was. And they were talking about like markers of health that you should be able to achieve. And they didn't mention farmer's carries, but they mentioned a dead hang. They said at a certain age, you should be able to dead hang a certain amount of time. And whatever it was, like I did it. I can't remember what it was, but I did it. But it was like, ooh, that was like a little harder than I thought it was. It's like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I can't honestly remember the time.
Dude, I have it right here. But yeah, I can't dead hang. So that's why I've been doing the farmer's carry thing to get my grip strength up so that when I do that. So it's a process. But yeah, 7 fitness tests every 40-year-old should be able to pass.
Let's hear it.
It's a 10-minute mile.
Okay, I can do that.
Squat your own body weight.
I don't know.
You could probably do that.
I only have 90 pounds.
You could probably do that. Farmer carry body weight for 2 minutes.
I don't know.
So that's pretty tough. Because I'm doing only 100 pounds and it's heavy.
Fucking 180 pounds for 2 minutes. So farmer's carries, you have to be walking too, right?
Yeah.
So you got to walk for 2 minutes. So you need some space.
So it's harder.
Yeah.
You're like
I know,
moving,
for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So complete 5 unbroken pull-ups.
Yeah.
See, I can't do that.
Okay. Can you do that one?
Be able to do sit and raise test.
What's that?
I think it's like sit down and stand up without like using your arms or like, you know.
I think I could get that one, even though I don't understand.
Complete 25 unbroken push-ups. That's baby shit.
Baby shit, bro.
Yeah. And dead hang for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That one was tough. I'm telling you, at the end of 2 minutes, I was like, ooh, jeez.
Yeah, because I got the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on there 30 seconds. I'm oh my God, my hands. Like, dude, it's hard.
It is. It was, when I heard it, I'm like, fucking dead hang for 2 minutes? That's nothing. And then I did it, and it was something.
I think that's what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It's just hanging.
Yeah. What's funny is like even the push-ups. I guarantee like a lot of the listeners are probably like, 25 push-ups, I could do that. We'll get down and do it.
Yeah.
Do it by 10. They're like,
yeah.
You know.
If you don't do them all the time, they'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, you got to get on it. So here at the Boys Podcast, we are journalists,
Yes.
professional, and you know, we when we say stuff wrong, we got to go back and write it, or you know, we got to go back and research certain things. So I do want to say, Christina Aguilera did go to your school.
I'm not a liar.
But also a player from the Steelers, like big time player, Joey Porter, he went to your school and he's like obviously like probably
really
super famous in Pittsburgh.
How old was he?
Let me look
Is he
it up.
my age or younger?
I mean,
am I not on the list of fucking cool people that graduated from North Allegheny? You must have found a list somewhere. I hope I'm on that fucking list. I'm going to write a letter.
So yeah, that's where I was going with that. You are, he's actually 97, so he's 47 years old.
Oh, okay.
Or not 97.
He graduated in 97.
I don't know when he graduated, but he's 47.
Okay.
So obviously
yeah, he's quite a bit older than me. I wouldn't have known about that one.
But yeah, he's a huge linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he's probably, besides Christina, obviously, but he probably went there the full 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So he's probably the most famous person there.
Damn it.
Sorry. I have to break it to you.
I fucking suck again.
Yeah. You heard of a guy named Chris Crooksey?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy you sent me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually heard the name like a day before you sent me that, and it was because I watched that whole Daniel Blair thing.
Uh-huh.
And he mentioned the name, and like I had never heard of the guy. I didn't think anything of it at all. Mm-hmm. And then you sent me that clip, and it said he's the Alex Jones of motocross. Which maybe. Fuck.
Yeah, so I don't really know who this dude is either, but I did happen to see that video that he talked about the Daniel Blair thing, and it was about the Ricky Carmichael stuff. And
gosh, did you see that video?
Yeah, I hit up Daniel when that happened. This guy came out with that video right when Daniel like wasn't doing it no more.
Yeah,
probably like a few days after, and I was like, holy shit, but it never got traction or nothing. Like people were talked about it, but I hit up Daniel. I'm like, hey, you want me to kick Ricky's ass? And he's like, haha, no. And he made it sound like it wasn't Ricky's deal. Like, so this whole time I'm thinking like, oh, well, Ricky had nothing to do with it. Now Daniel comes out with that video on Monday.
Well, honestly, the video to me, it made me, wonder some things about Carmichael. But it seemed like Carmichael was the least of all the villains. Which it's weird because it's like, dude, Carmichael, you're the fucking man. Like, why do you give a shit? Like, you have to know that you're not the best talker.
I mean,
you have to know that, right? I still love listening to Ricky because he's got so much history in the sport and knowledge, but like, you have to know that you're not the best talker. You've done everything possible in the sport. How are you fucking butthurt when the fans are saying something that you should already know and they like another guy? Like, are you that insecure after fucking everything that you've ever done?
He is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. But like, I seen that video and he was just like a high school bully, and like he's the one posting about don't be a bully all the time when it comes around school time. He was just like a high school bully, and that was like really like it's almost like you could feel the tension, like I'm joking, but it was like that video seemed to have a lot of tension coming from Ricky.
It's kind of weird they even like they like kept it in the edit.
But like I was going to say, in spite of all that, like Ricky seemed like the least of the villains of that thing. Like, he was rude, he was insecure, he was a bully to Daniel, but it sounded like the fucking what's the dude's name?
Lee
Diffie. Yeah, it sounded like he's a real tool bag.
Yeah.
I definitely have some different thoughts about Ricky after that. That's messed up, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you said that you think he didn't really have too much involvement, and I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I kind of think that he latched on to what he knew his career was going to go. Yeah. So he's not going to stick up for Daniel.
Yeah.
So he's going to go with these guys. So whether or not he really pushed for certain things against Daniel.
Yeah, who knows what the conversation in the back rooms was when like Daniel was really good and he was not. You can't let this fucking new guy make me look like shit, you know?
Maybe he didn't even say that. Maybe Lee's like, yo, I don't like Daniel. He's like, yeah, fuck Daniel.
Yeah.
Instead of just sticking up for him, being like, nah, Daniel's cool. Like,
can you believe the fucking egos on these guys? Like that fucking Lee Diffie. I don't know. Like, it's so crazy to me how people latch on to their identity and their sense of who they are with all this shit. Like, you're a fucking announcer, and like you really got that butthurt that Daniel Blair said he had a favorite announcer that was somebody else. Like, are you that fucking egotistical, dude? And you can't hear that somebody else thinks maybe you're not the best announcer in the entire fucking world? Like, grow the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, and it wasn't that he was like talking like, hey, this guy's my favorite announcer. The announcer guy was there, and Daniel said, hey, what's up? Like, dude, I look up to you. You're like my favorite. It was like that, and you're over there listening, and then you're like, hey.
Lee Diffie goes into a jealous rage as soon as he hears that. What a fucking fuckface, dude.
What a cuck. That's what he is.
I'd hate to be that guy's wife, you know?
Yeah. Dude,
I don't know what that means.
I saw that Chris Kirksey guy had a little video on him, and he's like, dude, like when stuff like that happens and all the stuff gets exposed, and he was trying to expose some other shit, and I was like, dang, okay, I ain't going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that? I thought we were going to talk about that.
No, about the Lee Diffie guy.
Oh, he was saying other stuff about him.
Yeah, like he has a lawsuit because something happened.
Oh, is he a raper too?
No.
Allegedly?
Allegedly, someone got
raped
at his house.
Oof.
I don't know.
No way, really? Yeah. I was fucking joking. Holy shit.
But it wasn't him.
Really?
It was his house.
Oh.
But like, it kind of seems like maybe he allowed that environment to happen there.
Isn't that isn't that like the definition of trafficking, right? Because I'm not saying he's a trafficker. I'm saying this word has intrigued me because when somebody says somebody's trafficked, I think we all think a certain thing. And I'm not saying not saying it's not bad. It is bad. But I didn't know that, like, I guess it's with like the whole P. Diddy thing you hear about this, that like he took some girl that he knew over to his buddy's house and then was like, hey, have a threesome with us. And then that's trafficking. Yeah. Because you took somebody somewhere to, you know what I mean? Like, does it seem like that's not like what you thought trafficking was before? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's not trafficking, that's not bad. I'm saying like, I didn't know this.
Well, there's a law in New York, and that's why they were trying to do it all in New York, because he's fucked. So there's a law in New York that basically is this, like, I don't remember why it's a law, but it's to protect the victim. Obviously something happened, but so say like I introduce you to a female, you guys go out and stuff like that, you guys have sex and stuff, and then later you're like, hey Jorge, thanks for hooking me up with Kim, you know, like, you're such a good friend or whatever, let's get some dinner, and you buy me dinner. That can be considered trafficking because you're paying for a service that I provided for you, which was exposing you to this female. And if she comes and says like that, you know, obviously if she's cool with it, she's cool with it. But if she comes and says that, and there's some kind of transaction between the person that introduced you to and the other person. It's
almost like you're a pimp.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. So it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I guess like even I just said that like it's almost you're a pimp and that's trafficking. But like 10 years ago, like I wouldn't have thought of like a pimp as a trafficker. I would have just thought of that as like prostitution, because you thought of trafficking as like kids that get taken to Mexico and put in rooms and abused and stuff. And but I wonder if I'm the only one that like learned what trafficking really is through P. Diddy.
Yeah, he was doing some bad stuff. So what's your whole
all the time? Huh?
What? Yeah, like super horny. He is so horny that girls weren't enough for him. That's horny, dude.
Yeah, that's a level I won't understand.
Yeah, I'm not that horny. So what are your thoughts on the whole Daniel Blair thing then?
Man, it seems like a bummer. You know, it seems like there was just a club that he wasn't in, you know, like this cool kid club. And like when Daniel did Supercross, like I always thought he was great. Yeah. He was very well-spoken. He had great information, which obviously this is what they didn't like about him, because maybe they're not as good as him. And they thought, oh, you need to, you know, come up before you can take our jobs or whatever. Like, which is, I fucking hate that hierarchy shit. Like it should just be whoever's the best gets the job. Ricky, if you're not as good as Daniel, your job should be at risk. And like, hey man, yeah, you've got some extra merit to your side of things because you're Ricky Carmichael, but like, hey, be careful, because here comes a guy that's way better than you. That's the way it should go. But these motherfuckers with power, just, they have the ability to just stop that. And I think that's fucked up and wrong. So like I've never known Daniel. I've only met him a couple times, like same sort of thing. We've been in the same places, but we've never really like talked or hung out or anything. Don't really know like what I thought about him before that. Like I said, I've never had enough communication with him to like form an opinion of him, but like that whole story seemed very unfair. Yeah. It seemed like he was really like cast out and kind of mistreated, and he just wasn't, I don't know, he wasn't the guy they wanted or something. Yeah.
Dude, and that's so weird. The guys that do make it, it's like, what are you doing that helps you? And we know what they're doing.
They're at Lee Diffie's house.
Yeah. You know, and that just goes in like Hollywood too, you know, like everyone's being exposed and shit. And it's like, there's definitely the cool crew. And if you're not doing what they want you to do, then you're not part of it. And it's like, it makes me look at these like artists or actor, whatever, celebrities a lot more different, because I'm like, dude, you've been like the guy forever. Like, what have you been doing? Yeah. Like Diddy was the guy forever.
Yeah. And then exactly you find out what he's been doing. And it's like, did you really fool everybody for that long? Like, I don't know how you can be such a monster and like people could be like, oh, you know Diddy? He's the best guy, the nicest guy. And that seems to happen all the time. It's like, well, he was fucking retarded?
He was part of the club.
Yeah.
that everyone wants to be in. And then he must have done something where like the cool guys now are like, hey, we don't need Diddy in this club no more. So now it's like, hey, guess what he's been doing?
Yeah.
You know, and maybe a lot of the other celebrities have skeletons in their closets, but they're still part of the club. So no one's exposing them. But the second they do something.
It all happened from the inside, not from the outside, right? That's wouldn't put it past anybody. It's a fucking crazy world out there, man.
Crazy. Update on Lucas Myrtle, the Chris Cooksey thing. Well,
do you want me to put my shoe like in my mouth right now when we talk about this?
Well, you know, I mean, even like I said, Lucas in that video that I saw, it was a tough video to like watch. It wasn't like the best quality as far as like audio and stuff like that. But he did say like the way that these guys put out these allegations or whatever, he's like, dude, I would understand all you guys saying like, yeah, you're guilty and stuff like that. But I don't know. What I got from it is, I don't know how long ago that video was made. It kind of sounded like it was a little bit after it happened.
You're talking about the Myrtle one, not the Cooksey guy you sent me last night?
Well, no, that one. It was like an interview he did with Myrtle.
Yeah.
So in it, he said like the stuff happened, and then like a week later, something else happened, and then Cooksey sent him that video, and he was like, Myrtle was like, what the fuck is this? You know, like stuff like that. So it seemed that interview was kind of earlier, not like the most recent. It wasn't like this week.
Yeah.
But in that video, they made it sound like Myrtle hasn't even gotten the documents. Like he was like, dude, it's kind of weird that Racer X has the documents, the legal documents and stuff, but me and my lawyer haven't even gotten served yet.
Myrtle says that?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, the hardest thing about this is to know like who's the liar and who's not.
Yeah.
Because everybody is pointing the finger at the other person, so you'll never really know. And that Cooksey, is that what he said?
Yeah.
He said that it was some account at Wasserman that he was also, what do you say, a signatory or a beneficiary of or something?
Yeah.
Like, so what exactly does that mean? He can sign on the account? Does it mean he's entitled to the money? Because if he used that money to pay for his divorce, if that's really true, well, then that better be his fucking money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from what I got from it, it's like basically he has authority in that account.
Yeah.
He could do whatever he wants with it. If he ever goes over budget in that account, they take it from his salary at the end of the year, is what they said.
So that is meant to be an account that's used for
supposedly that VIP experience.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Something like that. So that's what they were saying. So it kind of makes sense that, and I think that's what maybe caught him up, because it's like, well, be normal. You shouldn't be taking that money because it's for a certain thing and you're taking it for a divorce and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you got caught up. But at the same time, the way it was set up, it seems like he can do that. But like as in morals, he probably shouldn't do that, right? Because at the end of the year, when they see, they're like, hey, well, you're like $100,000 over, like we're going to take that from your salary or whatever. And it's like, all right, cool, whatever. Because that's how it's worked or how it works, you know? So that's what they're trying to explain now. So
yeah, I have a really hard time like having an actual opinion on this, because like, I think like I said last time, like I knew Myrtle, I had an loose opinion of him. So like, I'm kind of skewed to like confirmation bias myself if I wanted to. And then like, like I said, you hear people talk and nobody's fucking truthful anymore, dude. Everybody will say literally anything to get out of whatever they're in. Not everybody, but a lot of people will. So who's lying? Is WMG lying? Are the Lawrence brothers lying? Is Myrtle lying? Like, I don't know, and I can't even make an informed decision right now. But I tell you what, it's pretty fucking wild how 2 weekends in a row, right after this happens, both the Lawrences go out for the year. And that, like, the universe is weird. So
yeah, if you believe in karma,
real?
yeah.
Is that what was happening? Because, like, my thing was, like, watching it, and I'm like, what if these dudes just got out of this toxic relationship with their manager and now they went out for the year? That sucks, man. But, like, what if they suck? I don't know. Like,
yeah, what if they deserve it? And, dude, look at Jet's injury. You shouldn't have blown your ACL.
Dude, dabbed the foot in the turn. That was crazy.
Like, how many dudes dab their foot every weekend and don't blow out their ACL like he did?
I know.
You know? And then the other fool, it didn't even look like he crashed that hard, you know. And
I think it was his shoulder.
yeah, it was
hurt
like
his
a
shoulder
broken
or something.
collarbone or something.
Yeah, he definitely hit pretty hard, like on that side and like going into the face of the next jump where like you just stop when that shit happens.
So it's one of those things. It's like, hey, you know, maybe they are bad people.
I know.
I don't know. Another thing about that was he was saying, remember I told you that he was like, they'll have 2 new managers or agents at the race. And he's like, oh, you know, like it kind of sounded like it was a threatening thing that Myrtle said in that Instagram post. But so he was saying one of those guys is Jacob Hayes, the racer.
Yeah.
Right. So he works for WMG now. And that he says that's like one of his best friends. So he was saying to this other guy, he was like, dude, the night before, me and Jacob Hayes were talking, and we're talking about like the future and like, you know, I'm super proud of him and, you know, everything like that. Never once said anything. And the very next day, I wake up just like everyone else and I see the shit online. No one told me. And he's like, he kind of believes that Jacob Hayes knew.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, and the very next day, I know this because he heard from his other clients. Jacob Hayes and the other guy that is the agent too, they were all on phone calls with all his clients.
I could see this as being something if WMG wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like if the Lawrence brothers hired Myrtle and Myrtle was his own entity, and then Jacob Hayes was his own entity, and they go, hey, we really want to hook our buddy up with our commission, so like we're going to fucking kick Myrtle out of here and we're going to hire him. Like, okay, I could see that happening, but like I don't know how the fuck WMG could let this happen. Think about being WMG. Cash cow is the Lawrence brothers. They don't give a fuck. The same exact commission is coming to WMG. They have no reason to pick Myrtle over this other kid really, unless they didn't like Myrtle too, but like Lawrence brothers come to him and they're like, hey, we need to sell out Myrtle. Like, we need to sell him up the river because we want our buddy Jacob Hayes. WMG, who's a giant fucking company, you know, they've got all the pro athletes in the world. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. We're in, dude. You know, like, talk about a way to burn down your whole fucking empire. Like, so that's the only thing that I don't get about this is how could this coup happen and WMG allow it?
Well, in that video too, they did say something about Lawrence's contract is up, with WMG or something where they're going to re-sign him, right?
Yeah.
And if they re-sign him while Lucas was there, a lot of money goes to him instead.
Yeah, but a lot of money just goes to Jacob Hayes. It's the same thing.
It's probably less though.
You think? Why?
Just because I guess how long he's had the Lawrence brothers and probably, you know, all the stuff that's built up.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's the same fucking commission.
Maybe.
And like, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like there's 2 guys that are their agents.
Weird.
So who knows? But there's more.
I don't live in Broville, dude. So like, I don't know how that shit works.
Yeah, there seems to be more to the story. So I guess don't be surprised if.
It'd be interesting to like see if we ever get to the bottom of this. You know, who knows if we will, if we'll hear about it. I just don't see why WMG would risk its name, its reputation, and its like legal standing to do that. Why the fuck? I could see why the Lawrence brothers might be dumb enough to do it if that's what they wanted to do. Not that I think they're dumb, but like people do shit, right? Yeah. But like you're talking about a fucking whole company of people that have to agree to be like, okay, we're going to say that he's fucking stealing money, right? Yeah. And then fucking we're going to get rid of him, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Why would they do that? I don't know. They could, but like, I just don't see that because you're going to burn down a whole giant fucking empire, dude.
On one thing, yeah. Who knows?
On saving, what are they going to save? 3% commission? They're going to make an extra $100,000 a year? Like, get fucked. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. There's obviously a lot of people interested in this, so will keep us updated on it.
Okay.
Lastly, the PC curse strikes again.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Levi Kitchen.
That sucked. Tell you what, though, I've been pulling for Max Yancey. Another thing I have to put my shoe in my mouth for right now because, like, I didn't think Max was going to be on fire, but he came out and he's fucking on fire. And he's like not the happy British guy anymore. Have you noticed that? He's got some fucking attitude up there. And cool to see.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
He didn't ride so good in Daytona, but I think I could kind of see that, right? Because he seems to be more of like a traditional Supercross, like better at that, I think.
Well, he did crash too.
I didn't think he had the speed, but they said he had a press day crash too, I think. That might have shook him up. But yeah, I was pulling for him even more too after that restart. Like I felt like he got really hosed on that deal.
That was horrible.
Yeah. And then so I was kind of like bummed for Max, but Levi was riding good, and then boom, dude, PC curse. And then McAdoo just went out for the season too, right?
To get his ACL repaired.
Yep.
So
Hammaker, the only one left.
No, there's 2 guys.
Oh, really?
Well, in each coast there's one guy.
Who's the other one?
So we got Garrett Marchbanks.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's in the west, and then we got Hammaker in the east. Hammaker looks really good.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. What does what's the fool that owns the team? I always forget. Mitch. What does Mitch do? Because does it cost him money not having a rider on a bike, or do they save money by not having a rider on the bike? But then also they paying mechanics just to sit there. Are they trying to find a fill-in? Like, and then who do you get?
Well, that's the question. I don't understand how race teams make fucking money anyways. So like
sponsors? I
guess so. But like, I don't know whether your guy gets first or I'm not sure. Anyways,
I never understood the whole sponsor thing.
Yeah.
Cause like only because Carey Hart's wearing Fox doesn't mean I'm gonna go buy Fox.
But a lot of people will.
A lot of people will, I guess.
If you're obsessed with Carey Hart,
But I'll tell you what, Roxon wins Daytona. Roxon's killing it. No one's buying Suzuki's.
I don't know about that, dude.
If they drop the price, maybe I'll get one. But no one's buying Suzuki's. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The whole race team thing's kind of mind blowing. But I do think with the sponsor thing, like, I think it's part of like certain people are going to inspire people to go get the gear, and part of it is just brand recognition.
Yeah.
Like, let's just put our brand out there so people see it, and we're going to make good stuff. We're going to put it in a spot that's, it's not like, hey, Ken Roxon, we pay you $100,000 a year to wear Fox, so you better sell us $100,000 worth of gear. Like, it's just advertising as well. But
that's what I'm saying with the PC bikes. Are they losing money not having multiple PC bikes?
I don't know how they'd be losing money, because how are they even making fucking money?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they have the sponsors for the year, and like, I don't know how that whole world works of like teams getting money and making money. Like, so you just said about like, if Carey Hart's wearing Fox, you're not going to go buy Fox. Well, if fucking, what's one of the teams? If Progressive Suzuki wins the fucking race, what does that mean? Do I go buy Suzuki? Do I change to Progressive Insurance? Do I buy Fox gear? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how those motherfuckers make any money. Like the teams themselves. Like it has to be just like we love racing. We're going to spend all the fucking money we can on racing.
Yeah. But dude, even looking East Coast, I'm not sure. There might be some guys. But dude, West Coast, who do you get that's not on a like pretty good team, a privateer? I was thinking maybe, and not only because he's like a local kid or whatever, but Lux Turner. He's on the AEO Sports KTM or whatever it is.
He's been up there a bit too.
He in his heat races, he's like getting top 10s, even top 5s.
Yeah, I thought he was getting top 10s in the mains.
In the mains, he's getting from like 13 to 10th.
Okay.
So he's doing pretty good there too. But in his heats, he's usually like top 10 or top 5. Yeah. So he's up there. Solid kid. He doesn't really seem to crash much. He's always putting his bike into the mains. I think he would be.
Is that worth a pro circuit ride though? For real? Like for Mitch, that's not what they want.
Well, they don't have no one.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying.
I think at that point, like, I think if there's no viable person that could like at least like top 5, chance of top 5s, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know that it'd be worth it for him.
What if that would, just saying in general, like building someone, what if you take someone like Lux and put him on that team, and that gives them that extra motivation?
Well, that's the thing, is like Masterpool.
Yeah.
Like Masterpool didn't really do shit in anything, and then all of a sudden he's on a PC bike, and you're like, where the fuck did he come from? Like, he's ripping right now.
Yeah.
So that is That's an ideal, and that's cool, but that's a fucking gamble too.
That's a gamble. It's a gamble for the kid because you're going to be on the PC bike.
If you don't do good now, you will never be on a good bike again in your life.
Well, no, not that. You're probably going to crash and die because you're on the PC curse bike, dude.
Oh, yeah, okay, on the PC curse bike. I was just thinking in terms of like developing somebody in a big team when they have an opening. But yeah, don't take the PC curse if you're
we'll take
a
it.
little green. I don't want to die.
Well, I don't think we'll go fast enough to crash that bad. How gnarly.
I'll take my chances with a PC contract riding freestyle. Mitch, call me.
Mm-hmm. Got to get a bike out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to put it into the ether, man.
Yeah. Dude, what's so many injuries this year? Just the bikes or the tracks?
I don't know. I've been wondering about this too. And like the first, 2 or 3 rounds, I was like, bro, this is going to be a good season. Everybody was healthy. Everybody was ripping. And then like round 4, it was like people just started dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about this a lot lately because every one of these kids that's coming up racing now, like, dude, they get hurt so much. They crash so much.
Yeah.
Practice crash, race crash, test track crash. And I wonder what this is because it's not like they're not good. I wonder if these kids have reached the point of like, you can no longer do this with 100% accuracy.
Dude, do you think just because they're younger and different generation, and supposedly like all the younger kids have ADHD, fucking autism and all that, do you think
autism might make them better?
Do you think maybe they have something and they need to be on the Stewart bandwagon?
Give them Adderall.
Get them Adderall so they can ride better? Because they're like a little too fast for their own good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's something like that or if like everybody's just going so fast. I don't know.
It's wild.
Some people crash a lot. I don't know what to say about it. Like, remember Trey Kennard?
Mm-hmm.
Trey Kennard was fast as fuck, but like he didn't seem to be able to keep it on 2 wheels ever.
Brock Hepler, same thing.
Yeah, Pittsburgh boy.
Yeah, dude.
Used to race with him growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. He was good. It's the same thing with like McAdoo. McAdoo's hurt every year. Hampshire seems to get hurt, but he's actually like kind of finishes stuff.
But then you do have guys who maybe don't do that so much. I don't know. I'm not sure, dude. Like certain people just fucking crash. I sound like I'm really dropping some knowledge right now. Certain people crash more than others.
Oh yeah.
It's like a personal thing, I guess, and maybe it's an age thing too. I know youth is maybe a little more like careless and wild and like they've got the fire, but maybe not the discipline. Yeah. Not the discipline. That's not the right word because they definitely have discipline, but like a different kind, like a racing discipline,
Dude, and it's a little bit different though because exactly what you're saying right now is like I think what's happening to like Chad Reed's kid. I've never been a fan of Chad Reed, but I watched his YouTube video and kind of he grew on me more as a dad than as a racer. But dude, his kid crashes all the time, and he like puts himself out of situations where like he probably could have done good.
Yeah.
And like this latest video I saw, I kind of skimmed through it, but like, dude, like the mom was yelling and shit, and like they were like yelling at the kid, being like, dude, it's almost like you're doing this on purpose. What the fuck?
Yeah. I wonder if it comes down to like having a natural talent and ability for it versus like having the right training and coaching. You know what I mean? Like some dudes are just naturals at whatever they do. Mm-hmm. And some dudes like work really hard to like get good at it or have the right training and coaching. And like, imagine if you take a natural and give him great training and maybe he's going to have like a lesser fall rate than somebody who's like, they don't have the natural skill, but they're really hardworking. They're dedicated. They've got great trainers. Like they're probably going to have a bigger fall rate.
Yeah.
And speaking of being journalists who correct the things that they messed up on, the Lawrence brothers do have a YouTube.
Yeah, but it's not like
a
single one.
Yeah, what is it called? We Are Lawrence or something like that?
And it's like they just started doing it.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Link put it on one day and he's watching it and they just kind of like, they just film them like doing whatever, but like you can't even like hear them. I don't know if you noticed that. It's almost like they're off in a distance talking, where it's like nothing's like a focus that they're doing that's like brought to the camera. The camera's just kind of like following them around, and it's kind of hard to like hear.
Might have been an older video. Their new stuff's pretty good. They
I
have
thought it
really
was
good music.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
They don't care about
They just
making
don't give a fuck.
monetized.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate that. This weekend is Indy, and it's the 250 shootout. First one.
That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be home this weekend too, so I get to watch Supercross on my couch.
Yeah.
Twice this season now.
So what's gonna be kind of crazy is I don't know what happened to Thrasher because I think he crashed or got hurt. I'm not sure, or he had a broken finger like Shimoda.
Oh really?
Yeah. Going into the latest race or whatever, but dude, Deegan, the Cole Davies versus Max Anstey. All teammates. Deegan and Max are.
Deegan's been on fire, dude.
And they're battling for the red, or they got the red plate. So I don't see Max being like, "Hey, yeah, Deegan, you can go ahead." And Deegan's definitely not doing that. So it might get kind of dicey between teammates.
Gosh,
because I'm seeing those guys up front. I mean, Hampshire will probably be up there.
Maybe. I'm not trying to kick at Max again, but like I don't think Max is going to be Deegan speed. Dude, he's getting shitty starts and maybe can't keep it together at the very beginning of the race, but holy shit is he fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's insane fast right now.
He's on the Adderall.
He might be on the Adderall. Starting rumors here. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Deegan would win that one.
Yeah.
I don't think Max has got him in like I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to go with Deegan.
Yeah.
But I've been putting my foot in my mouth a lot lately. So.
But that's the problem, though. So say like he gets a bad start and Max and Cole get good starts and they're up there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come through like a train and he's not going to be too nice.
That'll be fun.
And they're not going to move over for him either is what I'm saying because they're in points and stuff too. So,
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody has enough of a points lead to like really lay up. Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Max does now that Levi's out. I'm not sure. But yeah.
No, Tom's in second.
Yeah, because Levi went out.
Yeah. But Tom is not that far back. Maybe like 16 points.
I don't think Tom's going to do anything.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Not to hate on him, but
I know. Yeah. East-West shootout's sick though. I'm stoked to watch that one. And I hope Kenny gets some steam and like I hope he gets a couple more wins. Like, dude, if he gets a fucking championship at this point in his career, I think that'd be the coolest story ever. Just because like, dude almost lost his arms. He rides his races in 2 wrist braces right now because he damn near lost his arms and like
and he has to kickstart his bike.
I know he's been like, he hasn't had the speed that the other guys have, like the raw speed, but he's been pretty close. And he seems to be chipping away and getting better and better. I'd be so stoked if he could take a run at this. And like, who knows how much different his life would have been if it wasn't for that crash at Anaheim too.
Yeah. If
he would have had a Supercross title. Like, I feel like Supercross title is got to be the biggest thing for those guys. And
I feel like he would have had one.
And like, this might be his last chance ever.
Yeah.
Because if everybody comes back healthy next year, like, I don't know if you got it with Jet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say that, but he wasn't really on this year.
But even Cooper, dude.
I know.
Cooper Webb.
Cooper Webb's fast.
Yeah.
He's definitely better right now.
Yeah. So the best meme I've saw since like, not last weekend, but the week before is a meme of Chase Sexton. It was saying, this is Chase fucking hanging upside down, doing triple ab workout, blah, 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 at the Baker's farm. And he's losing to this guy, and it's like Cooper at the Guitar Center playing the guitar. It's like, dude. And it kind of almost makes sense. Like maybe, I'm sure Cooper rides and he trains.
Yeah.
But probably not as hard as most of those guys. And you can kind of see in his physique.
Yeah.
And you look at Chase, and like we talked about, his videos are all the same, just works out, no personality. He's a robot.
Yeah.
And then, dude, he just can't get it together against these guys.
Talk about can't get it together this year. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad for him.
I feel like he shouldn't ride at all during the week. He's so good that he could just show up on the weekend and ride. He has really good cardio. He's like ripped.
Maybe he's just got to not care, right? Yeah. Like he probably cares too much, and how can you blame him for that? And how can you tell him to do any different? Like he wants this and he cares, but like you're getting too in your head or something, because like this is you were so pissed after crashing, almost passing Cooper at the end of that race. And then you're like fired up. You're barely talking. You're not doing interviews. You're ready to go in Daytona. And then you just bomb that one too, you know? Actually, did they ever say what happened to him?
In Daytona?
Yeah, because, dude, he came on a charge. He got all the way up to Cooper and then like went to pass him and then just fell back.
No, I don't know.
That was weird, huh?
I feel like his bike. You know that one where Malcolm won?
Yeah. He crashed in the whoops and that broke his clutch.
No, his throttle stuck. So
really?
So he's riding the whole track with this throttle stuck.
Do you see at Daytona after his crash in the LCQ, he was moving his handlebars like this?
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
So like those 2 races right there, like he crashed and his bike did get pretty weeded.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe his bike just hasn't been working that well.
Yeah.
But then there was the Tampa middle race where he lost against Cooper and then Daytona. So it's like 3 in a row where he's like.
Yeah, really bad. Really bad. I didn't know his throttle was sticking at that one that Malcolm won. I thought he went down in the whoops and broke his clutch lever or something.
No, and he got back up, and then everyone started passing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was because he said his throttle stuck.
It stuck after he crashed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was a bike malfunction. He still threw the race away by crashing, and then his bike was fucked up. Yeah. Man, I feel for that guy because he's super talented, and he's just a head case. I mean, reminds me of myself, but different. Like, not that sounded very arrogant. That's not what I meant. But like when I was good and I was competing, I was a head case. And I would mess up more runs. I've talked about this before. I would mess up more runs than I would complete just because like I did really want it and I did really want to do my best all the time. And like I didn't really know how to ride a run at 90% instead of 100. And I'd mess up a lot. I was just fucking trying too hard. I didn't get good at runs until things started cooling down for me. And I was like, you know what? I can't win anymore. So like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's just go have fun. And then like, since then, like, dude, I've messed up like 1 run in 10 years, even though I've only had 4 runs in 10 years. But the point of the story is like, once I stopped psyching myself out, then I finally rode good.
Yeah.
And he's just psyching himself out, I think.
Yeah, dude, it's wild because I think he's probably the fastest guy on the track.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's not many guys that have done what he does. I mean, like Deegan does it in the 250 class. The competition's a little bit different.
Yeah,
we're talking about the 450s where there's like Eli and everyone. Dude, he goes from last place.
Yeah.
And he catches up to everyone.
He has to crash to be that fast.
He's so fast.
I was talking to McNarls in Costa Rica, and he's like, dude, why doesn't he just break his clutch lever and take his visor off before the race starts?
He should just start backwards.
Get in that mental space of I already crashed before the gate drops.
Yeah.
And, like, you destroy.
Or like his mechanic is have a shut off button. So right when the gate drops, he like shuts it off.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit. And everyone takes off and then he like panics and turns his bike back on and just rips and smokes everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, because
might work for him. He needs to try something else, that's for sure.
All right, man. Well, this was fun. Good conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to the race this weekend. We'll see what other storylines develop. But basically all the PC guys are out, so I don't think anything will happen there. Yeah, and Deegan dominate probably.
Probably.
And this Indy, I feel like I'm going to call Cooper Webb. Okay. I would like a Roxon win.
Yeah.
I do. And I really do like Cooper Webb, though. But
hey, one question. Has Kenny only had those 2 wins since he had the arm thing?
No.
In Supercross?
No. I know he won like he won that one where Jet let him buy that SMX championship one.
Okay, but I don't even really consider those to be Supercross. I'm talking like Supercross. Supercross is a regular series of Supercross.
Yeah, probably not.
I thought that like when he won on Suzuki, remember the time he hit his kickstart in his
hand? Yeah.
I thought that I might be messing something up, but I thought that was his first win in Supercross since
probably
he destroyed his arms.
Yeah,
most likely. Pretty wild. So he has 2 wins since that. What year was that he crashed? 19?
19.
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going for a Kenny win. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm going to try to put some positive vibes out there for Kenny.
I think as long as he stays consistent and then the other guys will battle and there might be some crashing and he's as long as he's consistent, he's always up there.
Yeah.
I hope. And he also had that bad round where he got no points.
Yeah.
So
I know
that kind of killed it for him.
That
but
really killed it because you can't really count on Cooper Webb to have as bad of rounds as he's going to need him to have.
Yeah, no. And Cooper's going into this weekend with the red plate still. So
16 points, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
All those crashes, and you're like, dude, everyone's out. You're looking forward to like the series. But dude, I think the series is still super fucking exciting.
I think so too. Yeah. It's cool. It's like a couple years back. It's like we went a couple years back in time where it's like Kenny and Cooper, and I think it's really good.
Yeah, Malcolm winning, and then Plessinger was up there this past weekend. Like it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see.
Me too. Likewise.
All right, man. I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.